Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue wrapping up this week that we're going to review quickly what we have come across, unpacked this week. So the commonality of this week is we are sharing this framework, which is 中. It's a particle that we don't use on its own, but it only provides the framework because it's frame actually by itself. We have this frame and then we have a one and a mouse, meaning under this space we have one voice. Therefore, its tone means same. This is how it looks. And when in written form, this 2000 years ago version got this framework. We add a hook to it so that it's not an open border, like a draping like that. It's not symmetrical, almost like intentionally make it asymmetrical. I guess for the ease of remember, for recognition, for writing. So this hook is totally not there. It's later added. Now we remove that horizontal line and it became, well, it means far away. According to the ancient version of the sense of distance or the sense of location, based on the density of human population against the land, the area, there is this ratio, right? And then we have this metropolitan area, I guess ancient version of metropolitan, basically a bunch of people living together, right? Specialized craftsmen, government, all that. That would be the ancient city. Then suburb, then farm field, still farmers working, productive area, and then the forest. We still, I guess, use resources from the mountains. And then it's 中. No, actually, 中. This is mouse symbol was added later. Originally, you can see it's simply like an English letter H. And when we standardize it or further simplify it, the top edges were lost. And here, just by look of it, this horizontal line add the separation of the space above and below. So that gives you the sense of this is a kind of a border. Either it could be like a natural divide by the mountain ranges or divide by big rivers or even oceans. I mean, ancient times probably people don't know the ocean, the other side of the ocean. But the sense of the edge of your world versus some other world is there, right? And later on, people add the mouse symbol. Mouse symbol in Chinese symbolize human. So it would be far away place. It's beyond the farm field, beyond the forest, but it's still got human activity in there. So this is the furthest away from the center of population, the cities. Okay, 内, inside, have this framework as a space, and it turned out the ancient people in China live underground, about 0.5 meter. I guess ancient times people, humans, they are smaller as well. So 0.5 meter would be suffice for them to hide out from bad weather conditions. And then they add a cover over there. So that's ancient, I guess, instead of caveman, this is underground people in there. And then we have the arrowhead, symbolize entering, because the arrowhead was used to attack enemy, right? And attacking enemy is entering through their skin to injure them, to break their natural barrier. Of their human body's natural barrier. So arrowhead used as the symbol of enter. And it was stylized as such, like a very pointy arrowhead, instead of just the two sides of a triangle, missing the bottom, right? And when it was later simplified, it was replaced by a human figure over there. So human figure on top of this frame doesn't make any sense at all. So only by looking at it, it was arrowhead. Inside a space means enter inside the space. Therefore, it means inside. Okay, now we have two enters in there. All of a sudden it becomes meat. It's because it didn't come from the same framework at all. You can see this question mark lookalike frame was a relatively honest capturing of how a chicken drum would look like, right? A big piece of meat. And then the two stripes are simply the texture on the meat. And I guess because it was kind of a one-off thing, it was highly circular, curvious, hard to depict. So eventually it got boxed up to describe the frame, and then the two stripes, this curve downward going thing, such a one-off piece, right, was replaced by commonly seen human figure to give you sort of the shape of it, but has nothing to do with it. Therefore, later language user like me, I just inherit it, never think about is it related to the other inside character, and where does that come from? Why this means meat? Never thought about it until now. Okay, now we have enter. We add one horizontal line on top of that. Horizontal line in Chinese means universe, means sky, means heaven, means cosmos, means anything that's beyond us, but is our human living environment. It can be weather, right? And that entering into our frame or our shelter or our space. So to me, here represent heaven, and to the bottom here, the frame means our human world. Heaven enters human world. Why it means the third? Because there's a whole life's journey of the seed that starts from popping from the shell, that's 甲, first stage. Second stage is the seed growing, figuring out, zigzagging through underground. So it's 乙, that's second stage. Third stage would be the sun, is the biggest object closest to our living environment, beaming down. So this horizontal line, this universe representer would be just the sun entering into this space. The seed is going to grow with that light and heat, the energy from the sun captured. And then this is how it was shown in the Xushen's dictionary back then. And Ding would be the last stage when it grow into a long-staffed, tall-standing plant. So a seed's life's journey, this is the third stage. And we can see that we, again, add a hook in there, and we stylized this, replace this because it's hard to draw, and we use kind of a close enough looking human figure thing to replace that, but it has nothing to do with human here. This is talking about the energy from heaven entering our human space. Now we have a double entering. Okay, double entering have two arrows entering into two separated space. Same framework, same story. Heaven going down, connecting to the human world with double entering. And it simply gives you the sense of Chinese have the opinion, I guess the understanding of the world has to be in a balanced way. If we receive something from heaven, that energy got to, if we have light, we got to have a dark, something like that, right? Yin and yang. We always receive in double shares of something. Only one thing is more visible, more prominent. We pay more attention, but the other side of it always in there. I would like to think that's how Chinese view the world. We look things at two polar directions at the same time. We don't, just like the tree, we see the top and also the under the ground side of it, not one-sided. This is more, I guess, wholesome view of world view. And you can see we, again, replace this weird shape, this arrowhead shape with human figure and add a hook. So there we go. 同, 中, 内, 肉, 饼, 两. Sound very different. Share similar ancestry. And this is how eventually, so everybody got this hook thing, right? And then we added the mouth. We replaced the arrowhead with human figure, double enter. Simply has nothing to do. It's the meat stripe. And this whole framework was a replacement of the meat organic shape. And then we have this heaven or energy, heavenly energy, solar energy, I guess, added on top of it. Double size it, have this kind of equal, not equal, a pair of polarized energy getting to our world at the same time. And that's our characters this week. And when I think about have 同, same concept, and just two of them in one framework, and it's somehow same too. When I enter that on Unsplash, I got feedback of this couple. They are same gender, but two of them coupling together. I guess that's this week's story. Thank you for your time. See you next week.